Welcome to this video on factoring, where we are going to use the diamond method part 4. Let's take a look at our first example. Factor the expression x squared minus 100 completely. Now notice that all the previous examples that involved the diamond method, we had an expression ax squared plus bx plus c. And we always had a value for a, for b, and for c. This is not a different case. All we have to do is to rewrite x squared minus 100 so that it looks more like this expression. And notice that x squared minus 100 is equal to x squared plus 0 times x minus 100. Now we have our typical three terms that we had here. So we can identify the value for a, for b, and for c. Now notice that the value for a is an implicit 1 here. So a is equal to 1. Your b happens to be a 0 because that's the coefficient of your linear term. And your constant term is negative 100. So now we can employ the diamond method where we multiply a times c here and we obtain b here. So a times c is 1 times negative 100, which will give you negative 100, and your b, which is 0. So we're looking for factors of negative 100 that add up to 0. So what are those two numbers that when you multiply will give you negative 100 and when you add them will give you 0? And yes, you're absolutely right. Those numbers happen to be 10 and negative 10. So we can say the following. Therefore, x squared minus 100 is equal to x plus 10 times x minus 10. And this is what we call a difference of squares. Why? Because x squared minus 100, it's really x squared minus 10 squared. Let's see another case. Example 2. Factor the expression x squared minus 49 completely. Once again, we can rewrite the x squared minus the 49 as follows. This is equal to x squared plus 0 times x minus 49. And notice that this looks more in the form ax squared plus bx plus c. So we can now determine the values for a, b, and c. In this particular case, the value for a is a 1. There's an implicit 1 here, so we say a equals 1, b is equal to 0, and c is equal to negative 49. So now, using the diamond method, we multiply a times c, and we get the b here. And a times c is 1 times negative 49, which will give you negative 49, and your b is 0. So we're looking for factors of negative 49 that add up to 0. What are those two numbers that when you multiply will give you negative 49 and when you add them together will give you 0? And yes, you're absolutely right. Those are negative 7 and 7. So we can say the following. Therefore, x squared minus 49 is equal to x minus 7 times x plus 7. And that concludes this particular video on factoring with the diamond method part 4. Thank you for watching and have a wonderful day.